Hello and welcome back to some more Genshin Impact. So I completed this timed event off camera, the rest of the challenges for it, and I claimed everything already. It was pretty easy overall, I think. There is one last thing to do, which is the afterword. But before that, I just want to point out that there's another timed event. I will be doing that in this video. Let's look at the afterword very fast. So it wants us to report the experimental data to Jami. So we are going to do that right now. Whew. I've obtained valuable experimental data once more, and it's all thanks to you. I have to finish my report before my mentor recovers. With any luck, he won't try to test it himself again. I'll stop him from sparring with monsters willy-nilly, even if it costs me my life. Worst comes to worst, I'll take to the fight myself. Even if I fail, they'll at least put Jami. He sacrificed himself for his research on my tomb. Eh? Ha 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 ha. I had a drink with a junior 2 days back. He said he wished to study the applications of the long-lasting phase potion in a different environment. That way, ordinary people traveling outside will not be helpless when faced with beasts like Rishboland tigers or Spino crocodiles. If this potion becomes widespread, my research topic will gain some practical meaning, won't it? Once that time comes, I'll most certainly put your name into the acknowledgments section. Okay, there we go. That quest is done. Now let's go ahead and look at this. So it's called Rolling Crossfire. The genius inventor of the guards has created a new kind of remote cannon. In order to test its combat effectiveness, they are looking for professionals to participate in firing experiments. Well, there's a domain right there, so we're going to be going into another domain. Hello, friends. What business do the guards have with us? Hee, why don't you take a guess? Is this about us flying around the city and scaling its walls? Is this about me practicing swordplay in the city? Well, I'll select the top option. Ah, so you've done that too, have you? Hang on, let me add it to the list of charges. Wait, you're trying to trick us. No, I'm just joking. Introductions are in order, I suppose. I'm Chene, and this is my senior, Phrygius. I don't know if I'm saying those names correctly. I apologize if I'm not, which, most likely I'm not. My seniors come up with a new invention that needs testing. Would the two of you be interested in helping? A new invention? What sort of thing is it? A remote-controlled cannon. As you can see, earlier turret models require an operator nearby, in which case an enemy just needs to aim at the cannon, to get rid of both. But if such weapons can be controlled remotely, that way we can minimize casualties. You invented it so easily, too. I mean, that's why they call you the guard who rejected the Fontaine Research Institute's invitation 3 times. 3 times rejected the Institute? Well, exactly. Let me tell you, they had their eye on him, all right? They would have paid out the nose to have him do high-end research for him. But he'd stayed all this time because he loves his work. Ah, such moving sentiment. Even so, he cannot bear to let his talents go to waste, and so he creates new inventions from time to time to help with our work. Sounds awesome! Ahem, you flatter me, Chene. Do you still remember what I said before? The smarter you are, the more important it is to be humble. Yes, sir. In any case, I'd like the two of you to help us verify the feasibility of this remote-controlled cannon. We've already prepared the field and the targets, and rest assured that you will be well paid. Hee, in that case, you've come to the right adventurers. The two of us have seen all sorts of stuff during our travels. We can help you figure out if your invention's good to go or not. Nice. In that case, good luck all. Well, this way if you would. In Rolling Crossfire challenges, you must use remote-controlled cannon to fire at slimes. The more slimes you defeat within the time limit, the higher your test score will be. Large slimes are harder to defeat, but award more points once felled. Okay, so let's go ahead and enter the domain. If it's a little bit too samey, like, you know, after I've done one challenge, if the next one is too similar to the first, I may end up doing the rest of them off camera, but we'll see. So it says standard test, first round. After unending firepower is struck by any shell, the turret will switch to continuous firing special shells, which deal physical damage to opponents. This switch lasts 6 seconds. If this device is not hit within a certain period of time, it will disappear. In Rolling Crossfire challenges, you must use a remote-controlled cannon to fire at slimes. Yeah, we've already read that. The cannon will face along the axis linking your character and the cannon. You can adjust the turret's aim by moving your character. Okay, that's cool. Press the fire button to control the cannon remotely, causing it to fire the shell currently loaded in the direction it's aiming. After firing, the cannon will immediately load one of the 3 random element types: electro, pyro, or cryo. Look at the color of the aiming guideline to see which type of shell it has been loaded with. So that sounds simple enough. After elemental shells hit different slimes, they will deal corresponding elemental damage and trigger special effects. Operation Overload causes an explosion, sending nearby opponents flying. Frigid Frost deals cryo and physical damage over a wide area, decreasing all elemental resistance for opponents in the area. Aggressive Ablation greatly enhances this attack, increasing its AoE and dealing additional physical damage. Hitting slimes of the same elemental type as the shell will have no effect due to immunity. That is very important to remember. I will try to remember that. The turret will charge up over time. Once it has accumulated enough energy, you can approach the turret and consume energy to fire off a powerful piercing shell. The turret can store energy for up to 2 such piercing shells. Wow, I can't believe I had that much trouble. This test adds the mechanical device known as the unending firepower, which can be used to support the turret test. After unending firepower is struck by any shell, the turret will switch to continuously firing special shells that deal physical damage to opponents lasting for 6 seconds. If this device is not hit within a certain period of time, it will disappear. Okay, so it appears where the enemies are, and I want to aim for those whenever possible. So circle is what I press to actually fire. And right now it's cryo, so... Okay. Electro. More electro. Whoops. Darn. Okay. That did that. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Okay. I think I'm getting it. So I'm standing like really close to the machine. I wonder if I'm accidentally using up the piercing shells. Okay. I want to get that. Yeah. That seems like the best thing to get, usually. Whoops. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, yeah, I am accidentally using up this piercing shell. Whenever it gets, like, really big, that's the reason why it's getting really big like that. So right now, that's a piercing shell. That's pretty good to know. Get that. Okay, cool. Okay. And get rid of those guys. May as well get rid of that guy, too. Oh, whoops. I didn't realize that it was the wrong element. It may take me a little bit to, kind of adjust to, you know, the different elemental types. Okay. Keep firing at that one. Okay, I'm about to run out of, time. So hopefully I made a fairly sizable dent in the... Yeah, okay, I was able to get all of the points that I needed for that. I wasn't sure. You know, I didn't know, so I need 4,000 points for the next The next stage, I think? Okay. After a loaded field is struck by any shell, it will create a hazardous zone that continuously pulls nearby slimes in and deals physical damage to them. If this device is not hit within a certain period of time, it will disappear. So, are any of these... Yeah, this one's locked, and the rest of them are also locked. So after I finish this one right here, I'm going to be going to do something else anyways. But if this is too similar to the first one, then I'll probably end up doing the rest of them off camera regardless. But we'll see. Stress tests are time-limited challenges. During such tests, slimes will constantly move toward a withdrawal line. Once a slime reaches the withdrawal line, it will immediately retreat and not add to your test score. Seize the moment and defeat as many of them as possible before they withdraw. Okay. This test adds a mechanical device known as loaded field, which can be used to support the turret test. After loaded field is struck by any shell, it will create a hazardous zone that continuously... Oh, I already read that. So, I just got to hope that it's fairly easy. The way... Oops, I can't believe I aimed that way. It's actually surprisingly difficult to aim this. Because you're having to move. Whoops. Because you're having to move yourself around, it's a little bit awkward. Okay, let's do... Whoops. Let's do that. Cool. Oh, wow. I hope that, the one that reached the end there, or reached the front, was, what do you call it? You know, killed. Oh, come on. Nope. Darn it. So that confirms that they do not take damage from their own types with the piercing strikes. Which is very unfortunate. Whoa. Nope. Stay back. Let's hopefully... Ah, darn it. Darn. There we go. There we go. Oh, wow. I can't believe that got rid of it. Ah. I wish that it had normal controls. I'm not gonna lie. This feels very uncomfortable when you're having a rush like this. Like, before I wasn't having a rush. This is different. I will give it that much. This is definitely different from the previous one because of how much I'm having to rush to do this. So, I'll probably do at least one more of these on camera. For sure. And I definitely got the points that I needed to claim everything. So that is very good. I actually like this a lot so far. Even if they are, like, similar in concept, you know, the first and second stages. But anyways, let's exit and go figure out something else to do. Probably a story quest. So let's go ahead and unlock this. Let's get the quest. And let's go to the Palais Marmonia to talk to Neuvillette.
Wait, did I hear that right? Monsieur Neuvillette, are you sure you'd like to take over the case yourself?
That's right.
No, but why? Technically speaking, cases like this are better left to the guards.
Neuvillette! Sidine! Hey there! What are you two talking about?
Ugh, Traveler in Paimon, please help me talk our Chief Justice out of this. He wants to investigate a case on his own.
I don't see the problem.
No, this is completely unprecedented. How can we have the Udex acting like a private detective?
Starting a new job, I can introduce you to some amazing detectives.
I trust that you'd be able to work that out with how well connected you are, but I must apologize. I do not plan on relying on anyone else's help for this matter.
So, what is it exactly? It sure sounds serious if it's something you've got to investigate personally.
A Melusine named Kiara received a threat letter.
And then?
That is all the information I have acquired at this stage.
Kiara, that name sounds very familiar.
Huh?
I have no idea why you're so hung up over this. I've checked the schedule in advance, and it seems like there aren't any trials today. So, if you insist, well, I have no objections.
Thank you for understanding.
Then I shall return to my post for now. Should anyone visit while you are away, I will be sure to make a record of it. I sincerely hope that you will return soon.
I like how they skip away.
Judging from Sadine's reaction, it must be pretty rare for you to investigate stuff personally. What's so special about this case?
I cannot tell you just yet, but it reminded me of certain past events. There could be complicated conflicts of interest behind all this, so I must eliminate all risks in advance.
Conflicts of interest? Care to explain in detail?
Come on, stop being so secretive. We still have no idea what's going on.
It is not my intention to keep you in the dark, but I need some time to revisit those memories and collect my thoughts. Long story short, a little more than 400 years ago, I became the Iudex of Fontaine and initiated a series of institutional reforms. There were few people I could trust, but I had two subordinates who were exceptionally trustworthy and capable. Carol, a Melusine, and Vautrin, leader of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
They must have been amazing people to receive such high praise from you.
So Kiara is probably like a descendant of Carol?
Indeed. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to protect them. The reforms damaged the interests of some, and the more conservative faction took advantage of Carol's identity to instigate political unrest. Ultimately, they wanted me to yield more of my power. The incident resulted in Carol taking her own life, and Vautrin being exiled. From then on, I've been especially careful when dealing with cases related to Melusines.
You're concerned that you are the perpetrator's real target. Seems like they're using Melusines against you.
All Melusines used to live a secluded life away from human society. I granted their wishes when some of them, including Carol, asked me to bring them to the court of Fontaine. Many common folk believe that I share a special bond with the Melusines, and whatever they do can be traced back to me. Some of them, especially those who hold a grudge against me, exploit that belief and stir up conflict over Melusines in an attempt to lay the blame on me. I have nothing against the opinions of others, but the moment a whirlpool of conspiracy forms, it inevitably affects the innocent. It has already happened once, and I want to make sure it does not happen again.
Even so, why do you have to be the one investigating? There's the guards, the Maréchaussée Phantom, and the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. Aren't they more than enough to figure out what's going on?
Based on prior experience, there is a high chance that those who hold hostility towards me do not belong to the same department.
Okay.
The political system of Fontaine is relatively complex and involves the interests of multiple different factions. However, since I am technically an outsider in Fontaine, a lot of trouble could be avoided if I personally took on the case.
Outsider? But aren't you the Chief Justice of Fontaine? Why would you be an outsider?
That is a very good question, Paimon.
I understand where you are coming from, but there is not necessarily a connection between my responsibilities and how I perceive myself. You know very well about my true identity, and have even met others of my kind in other nations.
The Hydro Dragon's sovereign.
Even though I was born with a human form, there is a fundamental difference between dragons and humans. Taking on the role of Chief Justice does not make me a part of this community. In fact, the status I was granted has prevented me from forming deeper bonds with others. I have lived in Fontaine for a long time, but I do not belong here. That is why I call myself an outsider. A fish out of water.
If you put it that way, we're also outsiders to Fontaine.
Yeah, we have nothing to do with all those organizations anyway. So how about we come with you on your investigation? Let's team up and round up all the bad guys lurking in the dark.
That does not sound like a bad idea. I rarely investigate cases on my own, but with professionals like you around, I'm sure it will go a lot smoother.
Oh, Paimon's starting to get a little embarrassed. Just leave it to us.
Let us go. We should visit Kiara first and try to gain a better understanding of the situation.
Okay, then. So I'm still sticking to my guess that Kiara is somehow related to Carol.
So Neuvillette feels like he doesn't truly belong here in Fontaine, but is that really true? Paimon feels like he has a kinda skewed perspective on a lot of things. Anyway, let's catch up with him first.
Mm-hmm. The remains of the past day has started. So let's go ahead and...
Paimon's been thinking.
Oh, whoops. Darn it.
But since you're the Hydro Dragon, would a dragon out of water suit you better?
Thank you for your suggestion. I will consider using the more accurate term in private occasions. Please allow me to rephrase. Has a dragon out of water?
Ugh. That sounds kind of weird. Let's stick with the previous version instead.
Okay, I wish they did, wouldn't do that. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right when they do that out of cutscene. Because you can't go back and see the dialogue, the ones that aren't in cutscenes like that. So if you actually make the mistake I did where I opened up the map while they're in the middle of talking, you can't see whatever it was they said. It just sucks. Anyways, let's teleport here. One of the cool things that some games allow...
I never thought I'd see him here. Does anyone have a camera?
One of the cool things that some games allow you to do is have like a message log where you can read back messages. At least, some of the messages, like dialogue that characters have had. And unfortunately, they don't have that with this
The weather's
game.
amazing today.
So when dialogue is skipped like that, you can't do anything about it. That's basically what I was complaining about.
Kiara.
Uh-huh, there we go.
Huh? Monsieur Neuvillette! And you are? Oh, I remember. You're the Traveler and Paimon. I've heard about you.
So we've not met her.
Aw, she's adorable. Hey there, it's nice to meet you. Thanks for the compliment. Is there anything I can do for you?
I heard from Sidine that you received a threatening letter.
A threatening letter? Oh, right. I remember now. The letter fell through the crack in my door as I was heading out this morning. It said something about catching me, so I thought someone wanted to play hide and seek.
Okay.
But Sidine told me it was a threatening letter, and that I could be in danger. But that's not gonna happen with everyone looking after me, right?
Have you run into any suspicious-looking people recently?
Suspicious-looking people? What counts as suspicious?
Someone who follows you from behind. Someone who always strikes up a conversation with you. I would select the top option.
Ah! Did you think of something? Nope. I don't remember meeting anyone like that.
Do you still have the letter with you? I want you to show me what it says.
Oh, let's see. Found it.
Okay.
Now then, get lost. If you don't leave the Maréchaussée Phantom, I will come and catch you in person. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Yeah, that's definitely a threat.
A simple threat. Neither the handwriting nor the content itself reveals anything about the writer's intentions.
Was that Charlotte? Anyways, are they concealing their identity on purpose?
We can't rule out that possibility. Since you can't think of anyone suspicious, I will be heading back to the Palais Mermonia to review some official documents. Kiara, you should come with us. It's safer if you stay close by.
Sure. Wait, no. I still have a case to work on. I promised Alof that I'd check on her place later.
But you are being watched right now. Going off on your own could be dangerous.
And that's where we come in to help. We'll stay with Kiara and make sure she's safe. With us around, anyone scheming to hurt Kiara can forget about it.
Yep, pretty much.
Thank you, Traveler. Big Sis Paimon.
Big Sis Paimon, huh?
Don't worry, your Big Sis Paimon is super strong.
All right, let us go our separate ways for now. Please take care of Kiara.
Aren't we gonna see who was taking a picture of us or whatever?
We'll take her to a lost place right away. See you around. So, remember coming to the Court of Fontaine with Carol and Neuvillette. That
Oh.
must have been a long time ago.
Oh, wow.
Carol? Didn't Neuvillette mention her just now? That was more than 400 years ago. Why would Paimon be a big sister to you? My memory isn't that good, but Carol told me I could address others based on how I feel about them. Paimon feels a lot more grown up than me, so you're a big sis.
Huh.
Paimon sees.
The music is too loud.
Hey, Traveler, did you hear that?
What the? Yeah, I kinda did. Sounded like a camera taking a picture or something. Yep, definitely Charlotte.
Strange. Paimon felt like someone was following us. Olaf!
Kiara, you're here. Huh? Wait, aren't these two?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're the Traveler and Big Sis Paimon.
I thought so. What brings you here?
We're on a secret mission, or I could just say we're protecting Kiara. Yeah, I better say that.
Did you run into any trouble?
It's not really trouble anymore with us around. May I begin inspecting the store as planned?
Of course. Go ahead.
No hazards detected. You've cleared the inspection. Seems like the criminal from that case last month never set foot in here at all.
Well, that was a really fast inspection.
That was quick. What were you inspecting? I took a look around the shop. Neuvillette says that us Melazines have special eyes that can see things people can't.
Oh, okay.
Things like bloodstains. No matter how hard you try to clean them up, we Melazines can see their residual stains for some time. Pretty cool, huh?
Huh, that's probably important to remember.
All right. Now that you're done inspecting, can we have a chat? Hear me out. I'm planning to release an outfit for children next month and wanted to hire you as my model. Is that okay with you?
Of course! Is there anything I need to do?
Please wait a moment while I take your measurements. The sample should be a perfect fit.
Seems like they get along really well. Huh? What are you looking at?
I think there's someone over there.
Is there really someone watching us? Shh! Let's sneak over and take a look.
Okay. Let's talk to Kiara again.
I think light and frilly clothes look best on you. You definitely look cute wearing them.
I love them too! Especially the soft and fluffy kind.
Okay, so we've got to look for the objective in this area, and there she is.
Strange. Why isn't he back yet?
Gotcha! Charlotte, what are you doing here?
Wait a second, what was up with the bird? That was weird.
Oh, wait, don't tell Paimon you're the one who sent Kiara that threatening letter. But you don't seem like the type to...
Well, obviously she's not the one who did it, but was that bird like a mechanical bird? I mean, we are in Fontaine, right? I'm just throwing out a guess here. Maybe the bird is a mechanical bird that's designed to spy on Kiara for whoever is, like, threatening her. That's my guess.
Threat letter? What threat letter?
What are you doing here exactly?
This is starting to feel like an interrogation. Okay, I'll be straight with you. I don't know the slightest thing about that threat letter you mentioned. I only wanted to follow Monsieur Neuvillette and request an interview with him.
You want to interview him?
I figured it had something to do with Neuvillette.
That's right. I'm not the only one, you know. Interviewing him is every journalist's dream. But it's not an easy task to accomplish. The Palais Mermonia rarely accepts appointment requests from us, and we never have the chance to interrupt when the court's in session. So imagine how surprised I was seeing him out on the streets today. It seemed like you were investigating something too. The perfect opportunity to whip up an exclusive, don't you think?
Makes sense to me.
Of course, I'll make sure to turn in my manuscript to him for review. I have my principles, and I'd never publish an article without the consent of all parties involved.
I don't think he'd agree. It's better if we kept this secret.
Yeah, we're doing a secret investigation that can't be made public knowledge.
I see. Well, if you say so, I guess I'll put this matter aside for now. Oh, what a shame. Chances like this don't come by very often, you know. In exchange, could you tell me what the threat letter is about? I swear I won't tell.
Alright then.
You tell Charlotte about the letter Kiara received.
What? Someone's targeting a cute little melazine?
Shh, not so loud.
It just so happens that I did an interview with Kiara. Last month, in fact.
Really?
It was well received by our readers, so I was planning to continue the series. And now someone's coming after her.
Could they be targeting her because of that?
I'll ask my colleagues about it. Who knows? We might find something. And don't worry, I know what I'm doing. This secret's safe with me. But I gotta warn you, even if I keep my lips sealed, others will know eventually.
Why?
People care a great deal about Monsieur Neuvillette's each and every move. Some may have already realized that something was up. Besides, the case involves melazines, so... Anyway, I'll get going now. Watch yourselves, all right?
Well, that was a nice chat. Let's head back and check on Kiara.
Uh-huh.
What do you think? The design looks pretty good, huh?
Clarenda's here now.
I think it's great.
Huh. It's very pretty indeed.
Claran, what are you doing here? It seems that you just showed up out of nowhere.
As I passed by the Palais Mermonia, I heard that Neuvillette was investigating a case with you.
Makes sense that you'd send her over here.
Technically speaking, he and I are under an employer-employee relationship. It didn't feel right to have my employer personally take on such trivial cases. I happened to have some time at the moment, and came to take a look. I sometimes have my clothes custom-made at this boutique, in any case, so we always have a lot to talk about.
Neuvillette sure is lucky to have someone like you.
Leave this to me. You should go meet up with Neuvillette.
Okay then, we'll leave Kiara in your hands. Come on, let's go find Neuvillette.
Okay. And talk to them again.
How has your work been recently?
Same as usual. My schedule normally isn't too packed, so I have plenty of time for myself.
Ooh, then shall we go out to play? How about a beach vacation, like last time? I've even signed up as a volunteer lifeguard. I'm really good at swimming, so I'm sure I can help.
Okay, so let's go back to Palais Mermonia.
Oh, you're back. Is everything all right?
Seems to be.
We ran into Claran. She offered to help us protect Kiara.
That is good to hear. I trust her abilities. It looks like Kiara is in good hands.
We thought so too. Well, did you find any leads?
I've been looking over the case records, specifically inspection reports submitted by Kiara and major cases I've judged over the past decade. I've come up with two plans. On one hand, I could start with Kiara and track down the group behind all this step by step. On the other, I could also analyze the conflicting interests of these major cases and confirm my suspicions if there is indeed a mysterious group that bears a grudge against me.
They both sound like pretty solid plans, but can you really finish browsing through all these documents? That's a lot of reading even for Paimon.
Don't worry. I'm a fast reader when it comes to official documents. After all, I have several hundred years of reviewing under my belt.
Yeah, I'd say that's a lot of time.
We'll help you read through them. We have nothing else to do.
Thank you. I will continue looking through the ones piled up on the desk, but feel free to browse through anything else in this room.
So they want us to review official documents 0 out of 5, or a total of 5 official
You're
documents.
done reading already? Please wait a moment. I still need some time.
Okay. So let's read some official documents about the Spina di Rosula, or about the bribery case. There has been a severe bribery scandal within the guards. The Special Security and Surveillance Patrol has investigated the case. All suspects involved have been arrested. The suspects have confessed to their crimes. Callus, boss of the Spina di Rosula, was defeated in the duel and died of serious injuries. The defense of his honor has now come to a close. The defendant did not raise any objections throughout the trial. Edex Neuvillette, reserved judgment in this case. Its details are still under investigation. About Risley. The defendant, Risley, has confessed to his crimes and was declared guilty by Edict Neuvillette. So yeah, we did get like the impression that he was originally a criminal of some kind, and then he became the warden of the jail place. I forgot the name of it already. I can't believe I forgot the name of it. Risley will be exiled to the Fortress of Meripede. There it is, Fortress of Meripede, where he will be serving his sentence. During the trial, Neuvillette remained silent for a long time. About the Representative Council's proposal. The Representative Council has filed a request to collaborate with the I can't say that name, Phantom, on a certain public event. Based on research, they believe that Melusines can enhance the popularity of these events. The Phantom has yet to respond. However, it has not prohibited the Melusines from participating in such activities. About the smuggling case. The smuggling case was solved by the joint forces of the Guards and Phantom. The principal offenders have received judgment based on the severity of their crimes. Please refer to the appendix for the list of names.
Have you made any progress?
We skipped through some of them, but there wasn't anything useful. Oh, there's so many documents lying around. Just how many cases have you handled?
I would love to answer that question, but the truth is I've never made a precise calculation myself.
I mean, he's been at it for 400 years.
If memory serves me right, there should be at least 100,000 cases.
Oh, wow.
The documents you see are just a small fraction of what's really there.
Whoa, that's a lot. Looks like the work of a Chief Justice isn't easy at all.
That might be how it seems from another's perspective, but trials and official duties are, to me, simply routine. There are many documents here. Take a break if you are tired.
You read Paimon's mind.
All right. Let us take a break then.
So are they just gonna sit around for a while?
Even though resting is a part of taking a break, shouldn't we at least talk about something? All this silence is making Paimon feel really awkward.
Yeah, I agree, Paimon.
Please pardon my lack of consideration. People rarely come to the Palais Mermonia for matters outside of work. To be quite honest, I am not sure what we should do. Would you like to have some drinks, perhaps? You must be thirsty after all that work.
Ooh, drinks! Thank you!
Oh, he's gotta go.
Paimon wonders what Neuvillette likes to drink. Oh, maybe he's a fan of really fancy wines. He seems like the type of person who'd own an entire winery. You know, like D-Luke.
Neuvillette momentarily leaves and brings back...
What's inside these glasses? It looks just like water.
I think it said that he brought back some exquisite wine glasses. Anyways.
An astute observation. It is indeed water.
Okay.
So it's just plain old water?
What did you think it was?
Since you're the Chief Justice and all, Paimon thought you'd prefer something more sophisticated.
This water is indeed very special. It would not be an overstatement to call it sophisticated.
Huh.
I believe you've already tried Fonta. In fact, there are many other drink factories in Fontaine, including those that specialize in packaging pure drinking water. Said water is sourced from all across Tevat, including Mondstadt's Cider Lake, Liyue's Chintsa Village, and Inazuma's Konda Village. Here is one of their latest products, water from Sumeru's Apam Woods.
Is there any difference? They're all just water, aren't they?
If I were to comment on their mouthfeel, the waters of Cider Lake warm the heart. The waters of Chintza Village have a poignant touch, while one might call the waters of Konda Village placid.
Okay.
Distinct differences exist between the waters of each area. You will appreciate their intricacies once you taste them carefully.
Really? Let Paimon try!
I mean, he's a Hydro Dragon, so he probably is more sensitive to different types of water.
What do you think?
Nope. Paimon
Yeah.
couldn't taste any difference at all. Isn't this just normal water?
I had a feeling that that was going to happen.
How regrettable. It seems like you still have a long way to go in refining your tastes.
Hey, this doesn't have to do with refining our taste. Paimon's pretty sure most ordinary people can't tell the difference. How did you do it anyway?
It's really obvious why, Paimon.
Oh, could it be because you're the Hydro Dragon?
Uh-huh. That could be the case.
We are allowed to bring that up, right? Since no one else is around? Oh, Paimon's been wanting to ask this for ages. If you're the Hydro Dragon, why would you become Chief Justice in human society? Sorry. Paimon was just curious. You don't have to answer.
There's nothing to hide. I was simply organizing my thoughts. I accepted this position because I wanted to seek out answers to questions that have perplexed me.
Questions? Are there really things you can't figure out?
Many, in fact. But the one question that puzzles me the most concerns my own existence. In essence, I neither know why I was born in this form, nor do I understand where my long life should take me. For a long time, my memory was rather incomplete. With regard to the primordial sea, for example, I used to only be able to vaguely recall its connection to me, but I was unaware of what that connection was exactly.
I don't know why his voice got really quiet and muted for a second there, but whatever. Anyways, is there anyone who can answer those questions?
Perhaps the elemental dragons of other nations may have some form of an answer. However, they are scattered across all of Teyvat. Abruptly visiting could very well pose an unpredictable risk.
A risk, huh?
True. Some of them have very unique personalities, too.
I mean, we've only met, what, 2 of them? I mean, well, 3 actually at this point. Because I'm considering Zhongli to be one of the dragons, right? So we met Storm Terror. Well, I call it Storm Terror, but it has another name. I can only remember Storm Terror at the moment. And then, of course, Edix, or Neuvillette.
I have been holding on to these unanswered questions for a long time. But there is one thing I've discovered along the way. My emotions easily resonate with those of others. Even I don't have the slightest idea what they mean. My guess would be that there are at least some similarities between humans and myself. By observing their behavior, perhaps I could one day understand the meaning of my existence.
I see.
Have you made any progress then?
Perhaps, but I find such progress difficult to describe. As an outsider, chances to engage in meaningful interactions with others are few and far between. That's why I'm quite thankful for this chat. Such opportunities are rare. Alas, time is limited. We should move on with our investigation.
Are we gonna continue reading these documents? Paimon's getting dizzy already.
I wasn't able to find any leads even after browsing through most of the documents. But while we were on the topic of water a moment ago, another idea came to me.
Water? Do you mean...
The Fountain of Lucine?
That's right. The Fountain of Lucine is where all of Fontaine's waters converge. It is the vessel of countless memories and emotions. If there really were an organization attempting to use Melusines against me, they should also hold an intense resentment towards me. Perhaps we'll be able to find some new leads by sensing the hydro element within the fountain.
Okay, good idea.
Why didn't Paimon think of that? Come on, let's go take a look.
Perhaps we should go. There shouldn't be too many people near the Fountain of Lucine during the evening.
Okay, well, I am actually going to be ending the video right here. But yeah, this is pretty interesting so far. In the next video, I will be probably starting it off with the third one of these challenges, which unlocks in 5 hours for me. And then if it's different enough from the first two, I'll probably move on to the next one and the next one after that, because I'll assume that all of them are different at that point. But we'll see. And then, of course, I'll be continuing this story quest as well. So, thanks again, and see you next time. Bye-bye.